Om Shanti. Standing in the experience of having joy and creating joy out of all the learnings that we are getting, cherishing, being a part of this spiritual institution, the spiritual family, reflecting and looking within and creating a space of 0% suffering, 0% body consciousness, working on our dharnas and actively using all that we are learning. So as we go through the Manthan, the churning of the learnings in the Murlis of this week, one which we have heard in the last week, getting present to the 7 steps of our spiritual consciousness. The first 2 steps being accepting and understanding, which is a theory. The next 3 steps are experimenting, experiencing, and knowing. That is practical. And the 6th and the 7th step of becoming and being, that is being an embodiment. And doing that in 3 steps, that is self-introspection, self-realization, and self-transformation. The first you introspect, then you realize, and then you cause transformation, first within your own self, and then around the world, around your communities, being an instrument to bring forth transformation and bring forth the golden age. So let's look at our experiences, reflecting and looking at what we learned from the Murlis that we heard from last Monday until Saturday. Starting with the first Murli, which was Avyakt Murli, dated 3rd February 2006. The title of that Murli was, "Out of love for God, create a stage of complete purity in which there is no name or trace of waste." And the point to churn on is the sign of love for God is that you are easily ready to sacrifice everything for the one you love. What does sacrifice mean to you? What are the challenges that you may face out of your attachments, out of Maya, that would limit you to be free from body consciousness and to fly in soul consciousness? So today we are going to have an interactive session where all brothers and sisters are going to be sharing their experiences or whatever their thoughts are as we go through the 4 Murlis. So over to you. You can unmute yourself and share what you got out of this Murli. Okay, I'll start. If I look at the title, Out of Love for God, create a stage of complete purity in which there is no name of trace or trace of waste. So if I reflect and look within myself, as I take an account in the night of how my day has gone, I would look at the places where there has been waste, where maybe where I've operated from anger, irritation, maybe jealousy, envy, where I have judged people and where I have made them wrong, where I have come from, oh, they should be like this, and why are they not like this? And I would look at the parameter where I would place myself and see how much percentage I am in the red when it comes to purity. And with that realization, standing in acceptance of people the way they are, giving up my so called right to judge them and have them behave according to my expectations. That has been my practice of this week. Would anyone else like to share?
Shanti, brother. Yesterday, I was speaking to a boy who had come to the OPD here. He said that he is spending around 12 to 13 hours studying for NDA examinations and IIT JEE examinations. I could understand that he is dedicating himself for the knowledge, for the studies, and his future. I was then relating it to my own life. A few years back, when I was passing to the same age, I was dedicating myself towards knowledge again, without understanding that where is that knowledge going to take me. Yes, by then I was still not having the knowledge of Baba, the self-realization aspect of it. Now if I realize it, that is again the knowledge aspect of our own life. Baba is the embodiment of knowledge, and we are knowledge bestowers. Once we dedicate ourselves to knowledge, he said that he is sacrificing everything. He sleeps less, he has less meals, he wakes up early, he doesn't interact much with friends for the sake of attainment, for a success story. So I got an inspiration from that boy as well, and through Baba's words, that if we have to attain a stage, if we have the love for that stage, then we will have to sacrifice certain things, and in this case, all the vices. Thank you, Baba.
Yes, Vinod Bhai. It's a great inspiration. And the point that you brought out here is dedication. That whatever you are dedicated to, once you constitute yourself that, yes, this is what I'm committed to, this is what I'm dedicated to, then nothing and no one has the power to come in the way. And the moment it comes and overpowers you, means you're not dedicated to your dedication. Thank you, Vinod Bhai. Yes, anyone else? This is the time to actually
Om
look
Shanti,
into your
brother.
learnings. Yes,
Om,
Anshuman.
yeah. I had an opportunity yesterday to go uh, to my grandchild's place, and there's no winter. It's in Gujarat, and lovely weather, no pollution. Uh, they posted at Nalia. So my Yugal Bandhu, he went, and all the preparations were done. But I thought in January month, I got very less opportunity because those people were here. Then I realized, let me be all alone with Baba, and there is no manpower in the house here. I felt it's okay. Let me be more introverted. Let me spend more that intoxication of godly student, and let me increase the intensity of my volcanic yoga. So I can really uh, tell all of you, it was kind of a sacrifice. They felt bad, and I felt if I have to enjoy with the family, but I said no. Let me enjoy with myself, with my ultimate support system, Baba. Let me go into the depth of the more relations, more intense, uh, wonderful time with him. So that's how I thought, and that's how I have planned for another 20 days. Om Shanti.
The more you be introvert, like you said, you look within yourself and be more content and contained with what you're doing, being one with what you're doing. As the level of your dharanas go up, the environment around you starts becoming conducive to support you in what you want to do effortlessly. Till the time the challenges are coming from the other souls, to that extent, it's not them, or maybe it's them later, but it's first about your own self. And like Vinod Bhai said about commitment or dedication, that commitment and dedication to your own dharnas, to your own thought process. And when people come with that kind of uh, an upset or a challenge, how can you handle that free from any kind of an ego or a body consciousness? Understanding them, being compassionate, being humble, not making them wrong, not getting irritated, and at the same time practicing to increase the balance of your spiritual practices and your social responsibilities. Thank you, Anshuben.
Sincere thanks, brother. So putting it so beautifully and making it so obvious and really happening. Thank you, brother and divine family.
Thanks to Baba. Yes, anyone else? Should we go on to the next one? Okay, next go to the next one. The next one, the Avyakt Vani, was dated 25th February 2006. The title, Today, on the day of the festival, make a vow to remain free from Maya with zeal and enthusiasm in your mind. Be merciful and become a master bestower of liberation. In order to return with the Father, become equal. Whatever seed of waste thought remains, These will make the trunk emerge, or even the branches emerge sometimes. So on the Father's birthday, can you give the Father the gift of whatever little remains in your thoughts, words, or relationships? So if you see this and connect it with the Murli, which was dated 3rd February, you would see Baba is talking more or less about the same thing. Again, coming from creating a space of liberation, of liberty. That first you become liberal, or you liberate yourself, and then create an environment or surrounding around you where people too liberate themselves from the shackles of Maya. So checking each and every thought that you would have, the quality of that thought, how a small thought can make a big tree. The seed of a small thought can make a big tree. What kind of a tree are you out to create? And to look at that, the introspection would be, what is the quality of your seed? And what is that seed? That seed is the seed of your thoughts, of your words, of what you speak, and how you do things, how you act. And Baba's asking here one thing, that on his birthday, can you give the Father the gift of whatever little remains? Let me put it across this way. Before you give this a gift to Baba, can you give this a gift to your own self? Who would like to share?
Thank you, brother.
Yes.
Again, here the last question is, can you give the Father the gift of whatever little remains in your thoughts, words, or relationships? It makes me feel as if these words shall melt you. They are the words which can actually make you dissolve, because Baba is not asking anything great. He is indeed trying to make us pious. So it's obviously an yes, it's like somebody coming to your home to help you clean up for the good. So this is a thing that Baba is asking, not a big expectation from Father. Obviously, I can. Thank you.
And whatever we feel big, Vinod Bhai, is our attachments to whatever we are holding on to, be it relationships, be it anything, anything that would be tangible, or any aesthetics, or any kind of perceptions. If we listen to the song that was played today, how selflessly Baba just gave of everything in a moment to create a world around. Otherwise, he was a man with his own family and his own business. But it took him a moment to just give everything up and stand for the world. So, where is the big, actually, if I ask myself what I would say as sacrifice or balidan? And we're not talking about abstinence. In fact, this is a space of getting free from all that is having a grip over us, which is actually ruling us. Isn't it, Vinod Bhai?
Yes, brother. In a way, it is very correct. what you mentioned, what I could understand, definitely makes a lot of impact. The way Baba gave up everything for making the world a better place to live is definitely worth praising. And there are very few people in the present world who are into such a world changing intention. He was a true leader, definitely. Om Shanti.
And there are so many souls that are incognito. We don't even know what they're doing, what work they're doing in the background to create a new world where people would again come from that agar maine kuch seva ki ya maine kuch karya kiya, if I have done something, then it must be recognized. People should know meri वाह honi chahiye. And getting free from that and only getting in to detoxifying the world and making it a better place. Yes, anyone else?
Shanti. Now, where is this seed being sown? So, the first place where a thought is the first place from where the whole heaviness comes in. So, the first thing to work on self while we talking about giving a gift to the Father, as Father expects us, God expects us to give that little thing to Him. And what I was getting here is we take ourselves so much impacted by small little things that happens around us. Maybe somebody who's not performed or not behave the way I want the person to behave, and I'll put my tantrums on this, and I would say whatever I have to say to the person, wouldn't even getting present at that point of time what that person must have done and why he must have done. At that point of time, catching myself, is this the way Father would behave if somebody has done a mistake? That's the place from where I would want to operate while we're looking at giving a gift to the Father. Every moment looking at how Almighty would tackle this situation. Om Shanti.
Rakiben, just to share with everyone, uh, Rakiben and myself, we share and we work in the same office. So uh, she's much present to the things that are happening around. And as you shared what you shared, this week, there was one uh, person with whom I work, and he kind of got upset and with something and reacted and said, I don't want to work with you. And all that I did was for 4 days, I kept on sending him vibrations, and all that I did was send him messages asking him, is he okay? Is he fine? And the turnaround of that was that he came uh, to my office uh, on Friday, and he sat for 2.5 hours. He took up the responsibility of his behavior and apologized, and then came and took so much of learnings, asking me, how do you manage? How do you keep your stability? And had I been in your place, I would have done something else. But actually, coming from that humility or understanding, acceptance, it allowed him to go back home and relate to his own people, whether people at work or with his family, that yes, a reaction is not the answer to any challenge that shows up. And he took on that. I proposed him to take on doing the Rajyoga, and he said he shall be doing it. So that was my experience.
And I've been witness to it, and small such incidences while we are operating in our daily life makes so much of difference. Like accepting if a mistake has been done from our end, like a similar kind of a situation happened, not on this side of it, but there was a client who was unhappy in the way we as an organization and the way I have handled a particular transaction. The usual way of me would have argued and proved that no, this is the way it needs to be done and be done in the right way. But at that moment, what was being done was, yeah, I accept that this was not communicated the day it was meant to be communicated, and we take the whole responsibility. And yet, there is some kind of sadness in that conversation at this point of time. But what I'm doing and the team is doing this point of time is accepting it and doing the best that we can do at this point of time to turn around that particular relationship. And we know it will show up in the coming weeks to come in. Shakti.
So like the homework to take on, to practice from now, what I would propose to everyone is that whatever happens, the first thing that you say is that it's okay. It's really okay. It may not be okay, and it's okay. So every situation where you break that automatic response that would come out of you, which would otherwise make the other person wrong and get into a reactive mode out of body consciousness, just take a break and say, it's okay. I can deal with this. So that's what I propose everyone. Yes, anyone else like to share? One more person before we move on to the next.
Om
Murli?
Shanti.
Yes.
Yes, brother, I even agree with you that everything is okay. This is the line to be remembered because we start blaming others for whatever has happened. And we do not realize that time keeps changing. And with the time, situations also change. So we need to be flexible enough to cope up with the situation. But instead of we stick to our point, we stick to whatever was our comfort zone, and because of that we start blaming others, and because of this blame game we are not able to we are not able to move further in life. So yes, instead of blaming others, we should first calm down ourselves and start preparing ourselves for the solution. Om Shanti.
Yes, Bhavna Ben, that's a very valid point that you made. Actually speaking, how much does reaction help? I mean, we do tend to defaultly get reactive or upset or angry. But if you introspect and look at it, in that situation, how much does it actually help? At the end of everything, there is a mess that is created, which needs to be cleaned up. And if till the time the mess is not cleaned up, it's going to have that sourness in that relationship. But instead of that, coming from a space and saying, yeah, it's okay, and taking that moment to generate yourself before you step out and take the next action. Thank you, Bhavna Ben.
Brother, I
Yes,
would like to add a few lines to it again.
sure.
With the conversations coming up, the thoughts, words, or relationships which have occurred in a sour manner or they have been wasteful in another way, if they're not put a full stop, they grow really. Back there in my hometown, we have a kadi patta ka tree. It has grown really tall, and it is really a good thing. We have a thing at the backyard from where we can readily use, and it has gone big, and it always puts a little seed that falls onto ground and it emerges again, a new plant. When a waste thought or a waste word or waste relationship is remembered, when we are coming in daily conversations with others, they again pop up. Even though for a second or a minute, it does strike to your mind. And what Baba teaches us is to put a full stop. If we give away that waste thought as a gift, those things are forgotten for that day. And there is a fresh day, a fresh mindset, and that is what is there in the entire lifetime to be remembered of. Living a fresh day, a fresh moment, a fresh relationship. So that's what is amazing in this organization. Thank you all. Om
It
Shanti.
indeed is. It indeed is, Vimal bhai. And as you gave the example of Kadi Patta, look at a people tree, people ka ped. If it is growing in the right place, then it would, if where it has got a big ground, and it would really grow. But what happens if uh, any construction which is there, any building or an apartment or any kind of a construction, if a people ka uh, a branch comes out, the first thing that is said is that take it out. Nahi to wo diwar faad dega. It will actually bring it apart. That is the power of the negativity that would be there because of uh, being very rigid or strong. So that strength, when going in the wrong direction, would actually cause a calamity. So managing yourself, that all of has the power of maybe of actions, of our speech, of our thoughts. We all have that, but how do we use that? How we say that a knife can be used to cut a fruit or a vegetable. Maybe a knife could be used for any harming purpose as well. So how is it that you use your thoughts, your words, each and every deed that you do? How do you nurture each and every relationship, even when people are behaving other way? Thank you, brother.
Absolutely correct, brother. Thank you too.
Om Shanti. I have
Yes.
something to say about it. Like mothers, mothers always tend to carry the pot of tensions, overthinkings, and worries. So, as a mother, sometimes even I feel that I'm carrying those pots. And when I see the family members who are without free, tension free worries and all that. So, during that time, I become very frustrated and irritated. And sometimes I become angry also. So, when I see Baba, so I see Baba has so many challenges and situations to face, and he never carries any pot of tensions and worries. So why am I doing that? So Baba always tell us surrender everything to me. So nowadays I've started decided no worries to take, no tensions, no overthinking. So I always surrender this pot of tensions and worries to Baba. Baba, you keep with you. I don't need this. That's all. Om Shanti.
Very nice, Amiben. And actually, at the times when you even get into your body consciousness, anyone, please don't beat yourself up. It is okay. This is all accumulated sanskars of so many different births that are there, which in this golden age, in this confluence age, we've got an opportunity to clean and set ourselves free. So every realization, you make a mistake, you go from your body consciousness, write it in your pota mail, and give it to Baba. That Baba, I did this, and I'm giving it up because, like Lokik parents, would not like if the children suffer, if they are going to be upset or angry or disturbed. It is definitely going to disturb the parent. The same way, if we are going to beat ourselves up, our Supreme Father is not going to like it. So be gentle with your own self as you take on cleansing yourself and going ahead in the spiritual journey. That's my submission. All right, let's go to the 14th March one. Yes, in order to experience a meeting with God, celebrate the holy of burning the wrong consciousness of I with the sprinkler of your drishti. Such a beautiful word this is. With the sprinkler of your drishti, color all souls with the color of happiness, peace, love, and bliss. Your form, that is the doubly pure and doubly crowned form, is appearing in front of you, is it not? This is why the people of the world celebrate as a memorial each and every speciality that you have created practically in your life in this confluence age. So the sprinkler of your drishti, since it is holy, the colors that come out of you are so vibrant, are so pure, that no matter how people are, they're only left with an experience of getting blissfully contributed. Like if you see some Lokik practices that people would have, uh, कि उनके ऊपर पानी छिड़कते हैं, they sprinkle the water to purify them. There is some religious practice which are there. The same way, I mean, of course, that is a Lokik practice. But the spiritual practice is when you're standing acceptance of each and every soul the way they are, and actually relating to that everyone is a beautiful soul. This is what I learned in one of the Murlis, that each soul is a beautiful soul, no matter what kind of a deed they may be doing. Their soul is beautiful. Whatever they are doing may not be acceptable, but the soul by itself is beautiful. No, no child was born a gangster. No child was born a rapist. No child was born to do anything unethical. But the environment around made him like that or made her like that. And that kind of acceptance and relating to that soul as that the soul is beautiful. Now, what is it that I can do with maybe what I speak, maybe with my actions, or if I can't do that, through my vibrations? What is it that I can contribute? Yes, anyone would like to share on this?
Om Shanti. The first place that I can gather here is accepting the person the way the person is and operating from there. There will be differences, there will be conflicts, but it's okay to whatever is happening and not having any kind of demeaning conversation about that other person or blaming the other person. So that's the first point, to be to sprinkle this space of pure water of coolness and acceptance on the other soul.
Yes, Lucky Ben.
Om Shanti. As you said that every soul has a reason because of maybe the environment, because of which that soul is doing something wrong. But if we need to understand first that whatever the soul in front of us is doing, but it is perfect for us to develop ourselves. So the situation or the drama is kalyankari. So that is why whatever is happening is with us is absolutely perfect, and so that that soul is also perfect for us. So when we understand this, so we will automatically become compatible with that soul, and we will have a love in our eyes for that soul. And that when that soul will see that love in our eyes, so that soul will also calm down and become easy. Om Shanti.
Sister, as we are going ahead in towards the end of the end, in the confluence age, the amount of negativity around is going to increase. There's no doubt about it. We are seeing the way it is cascaded in the last few years. I'm sure senior brothers like Sukumaran Bhai and everyone would be able to relate to what I'm saying. With the times that they have seen and the times that are there now, there's a lot of difference. So as we stand to have that kind of a compassion for the other soul, yes, what you rightly said, it is very important to protect our energies as well. It's a very thin line that you protect your energies. There are times when you may not need to intervene or interfere, but even that would mean that you may need to keep that person distant, and it is okay. But yes, that is not coming out of a space of rejection or from any body consciousness. It is coming from an understanding that yes, the wavelength at which that soul is different than mine. So let me give Sakash, let me give that vibration to that soul so that he or she can get elevated and realize maybe your good deeds, your thoughts, the way you relate to them, they may not immediately get it. Okay. It's not necessary, because if they don't have it in them, they're not going to get it. It may take time, but at least you are doing your karmas by sending across goodness and purity from your end. And at the same time, keeping sure that you're protecting yourself and you're saving your energies as well. Right, sister?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Yes. Anyone else
Shanti,
on this?
brother.
Yes.
Yeah. Um, when Baba was saying about Drishti, the recent examination in which I was appearing was all what was coming to my mind, brother. You know, there is this Viva Voce that happens, wherein three people like sitting in Indian Idol, they sit, they ask you questions, they interview you, judge your knowledge. It's a moment wherein you are directly in front of them. They are looking at you, you're looking at them. It sometimes is such a powerful exchange of drishti. You tend to, you're standing and they're sitting, and you're all standing there, even though you've studied, even though you are again a knowledgeable person, they are ahead of you in terms of knowledge, in terms of experiences. But the drishti that I was getting from them was the drishti of judgment, the drishti of probably a bit of negativity. But as Baba now gives an answer, I, as a person like being in this yoga for a while now, I have realized that looking at a Brikati has always given a sense of solace, a sense of confidence, and a sense of meaning. In fact, will by being at that sense, that is, as Baba says, the right consciousness, or rather burning the wrong consciousness, I have felt peaceful at heart. So, as now Baba says, that give sprinkle through your drishti colors, all souls with colors of happiness, peace, love, and bliss. It gives me a sense of confidence and hope that when such circumstances again occur, I should I should imagine this thing to happen, to be happening. Whether the faculty or rest of the people, for that matter, any circumstances, you are still sprinkling the colors of happiness or peace to them, rather than exchanging just the drishti for the sake of it, or even for that matter, the drishti of judging or demeaning the other person. Thank you, brother.
So, Vinod bhai, when there is a fire somewhere, would you run towards the fire or would you go to safeguard yourself? You'll, of course, go to safeguard yourself. You will not run in the fire. When that kind of negative sanskars are there, you will not run into that with your negative sanskars or with going from negative sanskars from your end. You'd go to safeguard yourself. And what Baba's actually taught us is that our head office lies in the center of our forehead. all the answers and actually creating this blissful life. The answers to deal with any situation lies up there, like you rightly said. Go, Birkiti ke beach, go to your soul, and you'll find the answers. Not only the answers, but also the power that you can stand to spread from that consciousness that would be contributive to you, to that person, and the situation as well. Apurva,
Absolutely, brother. Very well put. Headquarters. I'll carry that word, brother.
yeah,
Headquarters. It makes so much sense. Thank you.
While he was talking about this headquarter thing, what I was getting was, we have this pole star which is at a particular place, and the moment you look at it, you know it's a pole star. So that looking at the headquarter, it not only takes care of our present moment, it also gives us a direction as to what is to be done next without even asking. Because in my experience, how it shows up is when we are sitting with our headquarter, when we're sitting in our soul conscious space, and whatever is there inside, the questions that I may also not be present about myself, gets answered in that space of connection with the headquarter. Thanks for bringing that up, Vimish bhai.
Apurva, there is a small slide after this in continuation. Can you
Yeah.
just move it, please? Yes, you get some answers here. To become equal, simply burn this one royal I, the royalty that we give to the body consciousness, the I. We say the I-ness, the highness. So give that up. Just simply burn that, and then you won't get angry. Why is there anger? Why is there any kind of a reaction? Because you have the consciousness of I from your body consciousness space. So yes, if you want to have that I, then come from that I am a peaceful soul. मैं शांत स्वरूपात्मा हूँ, मैं शक्ति स्वरूपात्मा हूँ, मैं प्रेम स्वरूपात्मा हूँ. And that is to be practiced ongoingly, riding over the sanskars which have been there, acquired in our this birth and the earlier births as well. So it's a conscious practice that one needs to inculcate. All right, the last one, the Avyakt Vani dated 28th March 2006. In order to liberate souls of the world from sorrow, increase service through your mind. Mansa Shakti se, sending Sakash to all souls, become complete and perfect. They do a lot of service, but the sign of accumulating the fruit of service is when the souls who are doing service claim 100% marks in their thoughts, words, and deeds. 100 marks in all three. Like how Vinodbhai you were saying, keep on appearing for examinations. You would strive to want to attempt the examination in a way that you get 100% or close to 100%. So having your own checklist in the evening, your Gota mail, your conversation with Baba is when you say, okay, where is it that I lost marks today? And what is it that I can practice, take on practicing from now on, that red gets converted into a white, that black mark gets converted into a white. Yes, anyone would like to share on this?
Om Shanti.
Yes, Abhulaben.
So I would just like to share a short experience. So when in this Murli, when Baba talks about Mansa Seva and of course accumulating 100% marks in thoughts, words and deeds, it just reminded me that a few weeks back I came into contact with the soul a very pure soul, and I could feel from the vibrations. But after conversation and some talking, I realized that he had this pain and in terms of the discrimination he's faced on basis of religion. And that was the day I went into yoga and asked Baba in what different ways I could actually uh, apply this point of doing service. So since the past 4-5 weeks he's been in Bombay, and through various ways, through giving sakash, through words, through giving toli when he'd come here. So I realized you just have to be connected to the Father, and he gives you direction, and you just have to surrender and have pure intention. And at the end of the day, when he's heading back to Delhi, the one thing he told me is he's looking forward and he's extremely positive. And he's not only become spiritual, but all the prejudices and distrust, or anything which he had doesn't exist. There is just faith and positivity, and he could feel the love and purity. So we have to stay connected and do service. Thank you.
Yes, you relating to yourself that with royalty, that you are part of the royal family, you are a royal soul, and you are a child of the royal father, will actually allow you to stand and create a space, be an instrument to create a space of contribution of miracles in people's lives. We don't necessarily need to get consumed by it or come down to that level. But yes, as we detach ourselves from any kind of uh, conversations or maybe emotions that would hold you, you will see things so clearly. And when you can see things clearly, you'll get a clear access to even make a difference in that situation to that soul. So that's a great takeaway, Apurva Bahan. And I remember last year on Baba Milan, Baba's Murli was there, dated 18th January 2021, in which Baba mentioned about uh, practices of being Sola Kala Sampurna. And there were 6 bullets points which I had noted down. They were like this: to become Sola Kala Sampurna, what you need is attention, concentration, experimentation, personification, manifestation, and perfection. So when you stand and constitute yourself in that place and operate from there, that, yeah, that's the royalty which I have. And not only I can cleanse myself, but have an opportunity to cleanse each and every person around me. And that would be a great seva in itself. Another point that I learned in that Murli was that believe in yourself that I am an accurate karma yogi. So keep on talking to yourself that I am an accurate karma yogi. I'm here to contribute to the society, to the world. And that's the place to stand. Like how Baba says in every Murli, no matter whatever our sanskars may be, whatever vices we may have, if not for a better word, but Baba always calls us sweet children, meethe bache. He never calls us tikhe bache, kadwe bache, khatte bache. He always calls us meethe bache. The place to stand is that, yes, I have the royalty. I am a royal child with the royal father, and I am an accurate karma yogi. Yes, sir. Its time is running out. So is there anyone else who'd like to share? One person who'd like to share?
Om Shanti. Um,
The simply Baba is asking us to become soul conscious and continuing with the wonderful point. I like that royalty. So the best form of royalty is to have always have a smile on your face. When you are connected with God all the time, when you are soul conscious, you get automatically connected with Baba, and then you have a smile on your face. Giving that smile to everyone automatically puts you in a mode of scoring 100% marks in your thoughts, words, and actions. Om Shanti.
Vamnavan, Baba has given us this one more gift, which I remember, which I'll share with you, that it is great to have a smile on your face. But before that, have a smile in your mind, in your thoughts. If you're smiling there, then the smile that would come on your face, it'll be even more gracious. Right,
Okay.
Vamnavan?
Yes, yes.
All right, great. All right. Is there anyone else who'd like to share? Otherwise, we'll get to a short meditation.
Brother, just as we giggled a minute before about the word headquarters, those tiny words, those tiny thoughts, they all create a sense of happiness and joy. That is what I feel is a sign of accumulation. That is the fruit that we get. If we are that pure, that genuine in our words, deeds, and actions, then we tend to remain contented, tend to remain happy and light. So once we do that, I feel that the people around us do feel that, yeah, something is good, something is happening. That is kind of a service. So the sign of accumulating the fruit of service is, I think, is happiness in itself, and that can come through a purity. That is 100% genuineness in thoughts, words, and deeds. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you.
And
Om
we are
Shanti.
actually joyful souls. Only thing is that either we have forgotten about it or we are oblivious. So it's like we we closing our nasal passages and then saying, "I'm not able to breathe. There is no oxygen around." No, there is oxygen. There is joy, happiness, bliss. Everything is around. All that we need to is open ourselves and allow it to touch us and kind of have us be all of that. So, yes, when you actually get present to that and allow that to be contributed to you, it actually sets you to match with the purpose which you are here for. And yeah, you are here to enjoy, you're here to have fun. You're not here to have all those vices, have gussa or dvesh or grina. You're not here to have that. So might as well take on living your life of purpose, and that is of being joyful. Thank you, Vinod Bhai. Thank you.
Strong.
All right, great. Let's get on to a short meditation, Amiben.
Yes, sure.
Once we look within ourselves, we shall see a lot of reasons to be happy. Any kind of a suffering has no weightage if you don't give it that importance. Any kind of an experience that would have you feel low is not really about something that is outside of you, but it is an outcome of you allowing yourself to be impacted. We've got this wonderful life, this birth of being a part of the Brahman family, and being a part of this spiritual institution. All that you want is here. The only thing that needs to be done is to open your arms wide, with head high, a calm and a stable mind, with an experience that you are a royal child with a royal father. Be in a way that whoever comes in touch with you is left with a magical experience of getting contributed, which shall be changing the quality of their life. The sustenance, the learning that our Supreme Father is giving us to be like Him. It's indeed a blessing. There is nothing more that you could ask for. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude to the Supreme Father, to this wonderful family, for allowing me to create a blissful life. Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, family. Thank you, everyone. See you all tomorrow morning at 5:30.
That was brilliant, brother. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks to Baba.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Thank you. Happy Sunday. Om Shanti.